Hello, this is Don Saito with ERP Efficiency Experts. Today we're going to cover analyzing your data with CoPilot. So we'll start with the customer ledger entries. We're in the customer ledger entries currently, and this is where all the invoices, credit memos, payments related to your customer are stored. So let's take a look at the customer ledger here. Now to get here, you can simply search for customer ledger. That's probably the easiest way to get there, is just search for it. And one of the really neat features with Business Central is you can analyze your data right within Business Central without sending it to Excel, and that you can use CoPilot to help you. So we're going to go and analyze this list of data. CoPilot is asking us what we'd like to see. So we can just type in plain simple English what we want to see, and I recommend starting simple and then refining that data. So let's say I want to see sales by salesperson by customer. Well, let's see if we can just do that with plain simple English. So we'll just say subtotal by salesperson by customer, and let's see if it can handle that. We'll go ahead and click generate, and CoPilot has returned this data. So salesperson, and if I expand this, I can see I have customers, and if I expand that, I can see more detail here. You can see it has sorted by salesperson by customer. Great. So let's refine this a little more. Well, within the customer ledger, we have all sorts of things. We have invoices, credit memos, we've got payments, refunds. So I'm really just interested in the invoices and any credit memos. So let's see if we can do that. Now, the field that contains invoices or credit memos or payments is the document type. So let's see if we can go ahead and filter document type to invoice and credit memo. It has executed that. Now let's verify that that is actually correct. So I'm going to go ahead and expand this, and I want to see the document type to confirm that I'm only seeing invoices and credit memos. Well, let's take a look here. So one thing we don't have showing on the screen is document type. So let's go ahead and ask for that. Let's see if we can see the document type now. Yes, so we can see the document type here. We see invoices in there, invoices. Guess we don't have many credit memos. Lots of invoices and so on. So that looks really good, and there's some credit memos in there. So it looks like our filter is working. We have a analysis that we can use to see sales by salesperson, and I can see that here. And if I want to see the customer level, I can see that there. And if I want to break it down further into the details, I can do that as well. Now, what we want to do, let's say I want to save this. I want to say keep it. I can keep adding more details about the analysis here if I'm not done, if I want to add more things or refine it. I can also use these check marks over here, these check boxes, to do things. And you can see how the grouping is salesperson by customer and what values we're summing and so forth. Now I'm going to go ahead and click keep it, and you can see it's saved this here at the top. So this analysis will be there for me in the future when I want to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave analysis mode, and now I'm back to the normal customer ledger view, but I can always go back into analysis mode. I will see that analysis is saved there. Really, really cool. I think this will really help you in analyzing your data. Let's do another example. This time we're going to analyze the general ledger. So this is great for accountants. So let's go into the general ledger. Now, one thing I like to do is just to leave this analysis view. I'm just at the regular view there. So I'm going to go into general ledger now, and I'm going to go into general ledger entries. And here we see all our general ledger entries. So now what we're going to do is we're going to narrow this down. Let's say I'm interested in journal entries that I myself did. I want to see if I did everything right or if I did something silly. So let's just use plain simple English with CoPilot to create a new analysis. And let's say I can see there's the source code here, and I can see that there's source codes of general journals. So those are the general journals that I'm interested in. So let's filter on that. Filter on source code and general journal. Generate. So that is the first thing, is it filtered on general journal. All right, now let's go ahead and add a few columns here because I want to see a little more detail here. So let's say show GL account number, posting date, and user ID. Let's add those. Might as well add amount. Okay, so it's added all the fields that we asked for. Let's see what else. So we have all different users in here. I just want to see my entry, so filter on user ID Gone. That did the trick. Let's see, what else do we want to do here? How about we subtotal on the GL account so we don't have to look at so many entries. Let's try that. Subtotal by GL account number. And now we have it subtotaled by account number. We can click into the lines to see the details if we want to, but there you go. Now you may also want to filter on dates and things like that. You can always ask it to filter on a certain date range, and then you can confirm that by looking at the posting dates. Super useful, and don't forget you can always come over here and you can also update fields here. You can drag and drop them and so on. CoPilot just helps you create these analyses. Now I'm going to go ahead and click keep it. Oh, by the way, before I click that, you can go, you see this little tiny arrow here? You can see the history of all the different things you did. So here I filtered on user ID Dawn. If I go back here, okay, this is where I told it to show the account number, posting date, user ID, and here's where I told it to filter on source code general journal. As you're going through this, you can see how the results change. And there's the last one. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. And now I have this analysis ready for me anytime I want to view it. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find it useful to analyze your data, and it will save you time. And as you learn how to use these tools, you may not need to use CoPilot. You could just use the fields here, but basically CoPilot just makes it a little bit easier for you. All right, thank you very much. This is Don Saito with ERP Efficiency Experts.